This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I danced a lot growing up, so got into makeup and the skincare and things very early on. In year 10 at school, our careers advisor at the time stood up and spoke at assembly and said, there's opportunity for you to do TVET courses. Me and a few of my girlfriends were like, let's have a go and let's do that. So eventually that evolved into like the beauty side of things. When I got my first job at a salon, it was like, let's delve into the brows and lashes. And I just was like, yeah, I love this.
Welcome back to the We Are Sage podcast, a space for real conversations, practical advice, and that sense of empowerment you've been searching for. Now, today's episode, we're diving into all things beauty, from understanding your skin type to non-negotiable beauty practices and everything in between. I'm so excited. But joining us today is beauty specialist Jasper Downes, owner of DUSA Beauty, and one of my favourite people to chat to about all things being a woman. She's a girl and extremely knowledgeable. So without further ado, Jasper, welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited for this chat. You and I, I've laid in salon, getting my eyebrows done for years, and we've spoken about, having you on the pod, and it's finally here. So,
and boy, we can chat.
So let's get into it. I thought to start off, give listeners a bit of background story, get to know you a little bit, but 5 quick fire questions to start off.
Okay.
So first up, coffee order.
I'm a decaf girl.
Love that.
Coffee is just not for me. I'm already a yapper and it just doesn't mix. So I'm a decaf latte with a sugar though.
Beautiful.
Girl needs a sweet.
Yes. And go-to beauty product.
SPF always, but blush.
Yes. Yeah. Favorite way to spend your free time?
Reading.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. 6 a.m. alarm this morning. Had to leave at 6:30. Still read for 15 minutes.
I love it. Lift or lammy?
Lift.
Why?
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
Like, it's like you're asleep and you look tired,
But
and
your
then
lashes
you're
are
just
on.
awake. Like the difference. I sometimes do mine myself and I'll do like one at a time and I'll do one eye, and then you're just looking in the mirror and you're like, this eye just looks tired, and this one you're just a whole new woman.
Yeah.
And there's just something so powerful.
And you don't
about
need
that.
makeup.
No, I'm
Big
a
on the
lift
lift.
every 8 weeks.
And last one, Mecca or Sephora?
You're gonna hate me, but Priceline.
Yes. Love Priceline. That's where my lip line is from, all my skincare Priceline. So I'm big on that.
Yep.
Love it. All right, let's get into it. So to give listeners an insight, tell us a bit about who you are.
Well, I'm 26. I entered the industry when I was 15. I did my first course. So I've been in the beauty industry for a very long time. I danced a lot growing up, so got into makeup and the skincare and things very early on. Like, I started dancing when I was 2, and I remember the silver eyeshadow, the red lip. We then grew up in the fun era of YouTube. YouTube's coming back now, but it's not what it used to be. And it was when blogs turned to vlogs, and then all of these people started making all of these. It was when hauls started and people were filming their hauls, and I then saved up money and bought some of these products I look back on now and think, what a dangerous ridiculous thing. Some of those things I was putting on my face were probably not necessary, but I was probably 14, 15 at that time when that was like really kicking off, and it just evolved from there. And I actually was a big One Direction fan.
Oh,
and then I loved their hairstylist, Lou Teasdale, and she has a book, and it God, I should know what it's called. It's the only book I ever had in my school bag. I only had one book in my bag from literally year 7 to year 12, and it was this book. And it was about being a makeup artist. It was kind of like a picture book, and it just had like different winged eyeliners and like different fake tan tips and tricks and things, and like I just was in love with it, and I was like, I want to be a makeup artist.
Yeah.
And then I did. So
she made it happen.
So when I was in year 10 at school, our careers advisor at the time stood up and spoke at assembly and said, there's opportunity for you to do TVET courses through a guy, me, a TAFE, and me and a few of my girlfriends were like, let's have a go and let's do that. I've always been a lot more hands-on learner than books and things. So doing something that I could learn as I went and stuff, I really thrived at. So I then wasn't sure if I wanted to do hair. So in year 12, I did my Cert 2 in hair. And then I was like, oh, no, I definitely want to do makeup. And then, left school and did that. And then eventually that evolved into like the beauty side of things. I found out that being a makeup artist is tough. Like there's actually quite a small market for it, and it's a lot of weekend work. It's a lot of weddings. It's a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm fully into that. So when I got my first job at a salon, it was like, let's delve into the brows and lashes. And I was like, this is it. This is what I do. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So it was as soon as you did that, you knew that this is what you wanted to. Yeah.
I reckon I can remember the first brows I waxed, and I just was like, yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do forever.
I still
love makeup, although this is my first year after 10 years of doing it that I'm actually not doing makeup anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm evolving.
But she's a makeup artist. She can do hair. She does all different beauty treatments and services. But tell me a bit about how DUSA Beauty came to life.
Oh, okay. So I worked at a salon straight after my degree, and I worked there for a few years, and I learned so much. Like, working in a salon over just working for you, like, you just have to do it. You have to start there and do that, and I'm so grateful I did. I learned so much of all of the women there. And then the woman that did my facials at the time and my laser, she had a spare room in her shop, and she said, would you be interested in renting this? And I was like, no. I couldn't. I'm still so young and I still have so much to learn. And she was like, yeah, okay, like when you're ready. And then it'd probably been another like good 6 months. We then had our first COVID lockdown. And then at the time I was a casual worker at the salon I was at, and I went back and I said, I want full-time work, and they couldn't offer me that. And I then was like, oh, I just don't know if I just want to like stay here then, just kind of with casual work, like not having anything to like secure me. So then I was back getting my facial done a few weeks after that. And then she's like, that room's still available. And I just went, oh, we'll see. And I called, as soon as I got in the car, I called mum and I was like, what do you think? Like, Janelle's got this room. She said I can do whatever I want in it, and brows and lashes and stuff. And mum's like, love it. Go for it. And my drive home was only 15 minutes by the time I'd hung up that call, and my dad had already called me and was like, love the idea. Can't wait. Let's go.
Mum's
and I was
told
like,
the group chat.
Get onto this. And then literally a few weeks later, I got the keys for that. I took my dad up there, and he was like, yeah, we'll do this on this wall and this here and this here. And then that's it. I got keys for it and started. I started in the December of 21, and definitely a scary time to start a business. Of like, COVID was happening and it was still all a bit crazy, but I just committed to the bit. And like, the name, when I was younger, went under Beauty by Jasper, but I felt like I wanted to be Jasper from somewhere. So I wanted to have a brand and a name, and I wanted to be me who worked for somewhere. Over the years, it's definitely evolved that like, I have clients that just call me DUSA. I don't even think they know. Your real name. My name. They just say, hey, DUSA. So it's definitely just evolved to something that I'm like, and I love that as well. Like, I am DUSA. DUSA Beauty is my baby, but like, I still wanted to be me.
Yeah, of
and
course.
That be work. And I didn't know where I wanted to take it. I wanted something short and not necessarily sweet. I don't think beauty is all that sweet. I think I wanted something a little bit harsh and rough around the edges. So DUSA just stuck for me. Like, girls come in and they have a mo, and then I wax it off and they leave without a mo. So it's not all beautiful. That it doesn't start all that way either. So
I love that.
That's it.
I think it's a great story about how like sometimes you don't even know what direction you're going in.
No.
And sometimes an opportunity can just fall in your lap when you least expect it.
And even in the past 5 years, like, I've had moments where I was like, nah, let's wrap this up. Like, I don't know if I want to do this. There's been points where wasn't making any money, and you need money, and I was growing up, you're becoming an adult, and it's like you have the older you get, the more bills you have and all those things. So every year is like a different year of being like, is this going to keep going the way it is, or is it going to change directions? Like, And that's business, baby.
That is. And look where you are now. You've got your own beautiful studio in Burraneer.
Yep.
And living.
Thriving.
But I wanted to touch on a little bit about growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Was Jasper, like, did you have any of your own struggles, you know, with things like confidence or a lack of self-esteem or things like that has shaped the way that you work with women today?
Oh, definitely. First of all, I'd be absolutely lying if I said that I still didn't have those moments. Like, today I changed outfits 10 times before I came, like you said, because I'm like, what if I sit like this and it looks like this, and like people get like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think that it's just being a girl. Honestly, I don't think that even when you go on TikTok and you see these people that are, you know, confidence this and confidence that, we've all got our little bit of something. And I also think it's okay.
Yeah.
As long as we're aware of it as well. Like, I'm not hiding the fact that I was like, when I sit like this, make sure you don't look at that.
In salon, you work, you know, with women of all ages, you know, all different, you know, skin types, all that kind of stuff. Let's jump into that world of beauty. Mm-hmm. There's obviously so much noise when it comes to, you know, skincare, makeup, all these things, whether it be online, chatting to friends, and it's not a one size fits all. Not everything works for everybody. Yeah. So for someone who may be a bit overwhelmed or starting out in their skincare journey, what do you think is a good point, or what would you recommend as a good starting point for young women?
Less is more. Less is more. I think that like it can be so overwhelming out there with how much is available, and especially with Instagram and TikTok and constant trends. Like, yeah, you walk into Mecca or Sephora or Priceline or any of these shops and there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of products.
Yeah.
I don't even think one person could physically probably even try every single product, and you just don't need to. Like, no. Find something that does work for you and just stay with that. And like, don't be afraid. Like, I would say 80% of my makeup kit and my personal stuff and everything is from Priceline, and like, you can't beat some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think we need to not be clouded so much by the brand, because just because it has a price tag doesn't mean it's better. Stick with the basics. You will more often than not probably ruin your skin barrier and create problems for yourself if you are just overusing products. And just because a new Korean skin store opened at Miranda does not mean you need to step foot in there and buy something.
Yeah,
like absolutely. It just doesn't. Like, you're better off actually putting your money towards going and seeing someone and getting a facial done and actually talking about your skin, and then maybe getting products that they use or getting them to recommend you some products. But if you're young and just starting out in it and not sure where to start, your Cetaphil basic cleansers from Woolies, from Priceline, it's where it's at.
Yeah.
You want just a gentle, easy cleanser. You want maybe the moisturizer that goes with it if you feel like you need moisturizer. And then you definitely want an SPF in the morning.
Less is more.
Less is more.
I love that. And you know what? I'm putting myself out here right now. When the whole Korean skincare trend came on board, I was like, oh, I'm going to try it, see what happens. Started, my whole skin just broke out. It wasn't for me. I had friends that it worked great for, but it wasn't for me. And it's similar with Rhode. I've got friends, Rhode just doesn't agree with them. But it's because of these trends, these names that young girls like, oh, I'm going to drop my whole weekend's worth of pay on this. And it's just doing more damage than good. So I think it's also important to note that what products may work well for your friends, they're not all going to work out for you. So we all have to consider, you know, different skin types. And I wanted you to touch on how important it is to understand your own skin type.
Yeah, it is. But it's something that, like, I've never been fully like, okay, you have dry skin, you have oily skin, you have combination skin. I think that we all probably have combination skin.
And it probably varies.
It varies. It's like my skin all month is like just going to change. It is got to do with your cycle and what you're eating at the time, like
the season.
The season, as soon as all these things change. So I also think, like, also figure out, I guess, why it's really oily. And that could also be something that is more often than not something that you need to go to a naturopath or a nutritionist about, because our skin mimics our gut lining. So if our gut lining is not happy and healthy, more often than not, our skin's not going to be happy and healthy.
I wanted to touch on as well, being, in salon, working with different women, different ages, are there any very common mistakes that you see people making with their skin when it comes to beauty?
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily say mistake, but I guess the same point I made is just like too much. Like less is more. Like people either just wearing too much makeup or like, and I think it's all trend related as well. It's like, I had a client yesterday that was like, oh yeah, I remember when we had lash extensions? Like, it's like you go through these things where you think something looks really good. And then a few years later, you look back at photos and you're like, oh my God, damn, that actually didn't look that good. But yeah, I think it's just like, it's just using less, but also underestimating SPF and underestimating reapplying your SPF.
I love that. That actually ties in well with my next question was, what are your non-negotiable beauty practices for women?
Sunscreen.
Mm.
Sunscreen. Say that 3 times fast. But also not just the face. Like people always talk about, like taking it down your décolletage. Your neck always gets missed. The backs of your hands. I actually am not fantastic at doing my arms, but it is ridiculous and Jalen absolutely hates it. But I've actually bought myself sleeves for the car.
Oh.
So when I'm driving, I put these sleeves on to protect my arms from not getting burnt.
Wow.
Because it's all well and good that I'm like, I put sunscreen on my face every day, but like, what about the rest of our body? And the rest of our body is so important. But yeah, honestly, just sunscreen every morning is my non-negotiable. I even have a whole skin routine now of Avocados Inc. offers normal sunscreen, face sunscreen, a tinted one, a blush, a bronzer, and a concealer.
Oh, wow.
Fully SPF. So I will more often than not, like if I'm putting my blush on and stuff, it's all SPF.
How good's that?
Yeah, it's really awesome.
That's awesome.
And then washing it off though is really important at the end of the day. That's like a non-negotiable. And always try and wash over makeup wipe.
Yeah.
Micellar water is your best friend to remove your makeup, but then you still have to wash your face after that.
Love that. Now, you and I, we touched on this a little bit earlier, and we speak about it actually all the time in salon, but I think it's important to unpack, the influence that social media has had on beauty standards. From flawless skin to ever-changing trends, it's quite exhausting to keep up with. So, in your opinion, what role do you think social media plays in shaping our beauty standards?
Ooh, it dictates all of it. Like, you mentioned Rhode before, like all of these products wouldn't even exist without these influencers and celebrities wanting to create them. Like, and I mean, everyone's trying to make a buck these days. Like I wouldn't say every single, but like so many women in positions where they're singers or actresses or models. It's like everyone wants to do just something else. And more often than not in a female world, like in their female realm, it's beauty.
Yeah.
And it's, you look at Rihanna and she's got Fenty Beauty, and then there's Rhode, and then Millie Bobby Brown's got her thing.
And Alex Elle just came out with a line.
Like, come on. And it's like, also, how many ingredients can there possibly be to make all these things different? Like, it's just, it's the packaging, it's the branding, it's the who it is that like everyone wanted their hands on a Rhode product because it was Hailey Bieber. Like, but did we need it?
I wanted blush.
You don't need it. So it is really hard, but you do have to try and just, look, whatever fits into your goals and values of like, if buying products and testing things and experimenting with products and having a collection of things makes you extremely happy, then who am I to judge? I went through a phase when I was younger as well that was, I was obsessed with Tanya Burr was this YouTuber that she did these hauls, and I was like, I would write down in a notepad to be like, oh my God, she just got this and I have to try this. Like I have to. And it made me so extremely happy, and it got me into the industry that I'm in. So I can't speak too negatively about that, but there also should be an age cap. I do not agree with pretty much anyone under the age of, I'll say 12, because like I do think that when you do reach high school, and me in the dancing world, like I wanted to try all this different makeup and I had a reason to try all this different makeup. Yeah, I don't agree that children of the age of 8 should be allowed to walk into Mecca or Sephora and buy a milky cleanser and a brightening this and a vitamin C. Like, it just is ridiculous, and it's doing damage rather than doing good.
Yeah. And it's not only, keeping up with the trends of what to buy, it's keeping up with, oh, my friend's skin looks really good, or her skin online looks really good. Why doesn't mine look like that? And that insecurity and the confidence then deflates.
Yep. And it is really hard, but the only advice I can give, and I wish that I'd do it more myself, is like block out the noise. It's really hard when it's just like right there in front of you and you're looking at it. And yeah, you can so easily put filters on things, and filters these days that you don't even, it doesn't even look like a filter.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like there was a point where you could kind of tell when people had smoothed out their skin on Instagram, and now I'm like, I don't know. It actually, like, is it
looks
this skin,
natural,
or have they done it, or what have they done, or like, yeah, it's hard. I went through a stage when I started as a makeup artist, and I did a lot of formal girls, and they would come in and they'd show me a photo of Kendall Jenner and they'd say, I want this.
Yeah.
And I would do it, and then they'd be like, but I don't look like that. And I'm like, well, you're not her. I've done the makeup, but I can't change your
features.
I can't change your texture. I can't do all of these things. Like, we're makeup artists. We're not magicians. We can definitely try our best to like give illusions of different things, and do different eyeliners to try and like elongate eyes, and lift the brows to try and do things. But at the end of the day, we're not magicians, and like things like texture and stuff, unfortunately, they can't be covered. If anything, sometimes makeup makes it worse. So you're actually better off just doing something really minimal instead of drawing attention to stuff like that. But also, don't underestimate that hydration and like water and all of those things. Like, you can't just wake up one morning and just get your makeup done and expect it's going to last all day and no texture's going to come through and all these things. It's like, you need to be drinking liters of water in the week up to getting that done. You need to be washing your face properly and cleaning it all and getting it all ready. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's so important, because it's like, it's not a overnight fix.
No.
Clear skin. It never has been and never will be.
No.
But I love that, the prep can be so much more important. And I think as well, at the end of the day, no one knows your skin better than you do as well. That makeup artist isn't going to probably do your makeup exactly how you want it, because you have your own style, your own way of doing it. So I think that's a great piece of advice. But I wanted to touch on, obviously you treat women of all ages, all skin types. We touched on that. But I want listeners to hear it from you firsthand, how common things like acne, uneven skin tone, pigmentation are. Because obviously we see all this flawless skin online, but it's not real.
Every single one of us.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's 1 week of the month, my skin's beautiful. And then the following week, I'm like, what is this?
The perks of being a woman.
And then all of a sudden, the week after, it's like, okay, those few blemishes and pimples that did come up are now going back down. So it's like, they're not necessarily scars, but they're still just like, the red mark is there and stuff. So like, every single week of our year, our skin is just going to be different for every single one of us. And I think that we all just need to remember that, and not be so hard on ourselves when like, and also, eat the piece of chocolate and stuff, because chances are maybe that pimple's just going to come up anyway, and it might not have mattered that you ate the chocolate.
Oh, I love that.
So just don't be so hard on yourself, because we're all going through it and we're all got our things.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. I look back and I just want to like cuddle my younger self, because, in high school, I was so insecure about my pimples, and I had a friend, mind you, in like year 8 who was looking at me and she goes, what's on your face? And it was a pimple. And she didn't have breakouts. And I went home and I was so upset. And I'm like, to mum, I can't wait to grow up and not get pimples. And here I am today. I still break out.
Oh,
And it's like,
some people have never even broke out until
Yeah.
acne in your 20s is like is sometimes harsher
Literally.
and more prevalent than actually like teenage acne as well. Like they call it hormonal acne for a reason, and our hormones are going to continue changing. So we also need to make it normal that we're going to just have acne and we're going to have things throughout life. And okay, maybe we shouldn't, but also it's something that sometimes we actually can't control. A lot of people then will try and do things like the naturopath and nutritionist and facials and things to help get it under control. But like I said, then, we might fall pregnant in a few years and then it hits up.
Starts again.
And
the perks of being a woman.
Again. The perks of being a woman. It's really fun being a girl, but it's there's a lot comes with it.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that at the start.
Well, one thing I actually wanted to touch on in that realm of being a woman, you do a lot of work for a charity, Share the Dignity. Tell me a little bit about that, what they're all about and what you do.
Oh, so Share the Dignity is a charity that's trying to help end period poverty in Australia, which I feel like personally when I hear the word period poverty, you're just like, how and why? We live in such like a first world country with so much money and so much everything. But like, yeah, there is women every single day that are having to choose between putting food on their table or buying sanitary items. I did some math with a young client the other day and we worked out, I can't tell you figures off the top of my head, but we worked out that like I had my first period when I was 12 and I have had a period pretty much consistently once a month since then. I'm now 26. So 12 times in a year since then. That's how many times I've had my period. I'm probably going to continue having my period for another, if I'm lucky, 20 years. Oh, I don't know if that's lucky. I'm sure once I'm finished having kids, I'll be like, all right, wrap this up. But that is a lot of periods. That's a lot of time to bleed. I have been very blessed with a light period pretty much my whole life that I can get away with probably 2 packets tops of pads or tampons. I'm personally a pad user because tampons just don't agree with me. I've tried my whole damn life. I'll use them when I need to, but they're just not for me. But yeah, I can get away with doing 2 packets of pads in a cycle and that's fine. And that might cost me only $8. People with endometriosis, people that just naturally have heavier bleeds, they could go through a packet a day if they need, like that is really rough, but it's the hardest truth and the reality. And I've had girlfriends that sleep with tampons in and get up halfway through the night and change it because they're just so heavy. But I literally couldn't imagine not being able to afford period products. So for me, it was just a no-brainer. My heart absolutely breaks for the fact that people don't have the luxury of just, and I mean, I have the luxury of choosing which ones I like. Like I like this specific pad, or if I'm going to use tampons, I like this specific tampon. Like that's such a luxury to be like, yeah, I like this and don't like this about a pad and a tampon. So not having that is just, it's absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have a bit of an obligation that I have this space and this community and a bit of a platform of women who all can relate to that, that I feel like, yeah, I have something that I can use and I want to use. So
absolutely.
So yeah, being able to share all of that through my business has been something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Always wanted to be able to bring it into my adult life, and I've finally found a nice little way to do it. So
yeah, I love it.
Special.
I walk into the salon and I see the box there, and I just think it's so important.
Yeah, keep it there all year. So anytime that you come in and anyone just wants to drop in some pads and tampons, it's always there.
You have run your own business now for quite a few years. I wanted to ask if you have any advice for women, young people who want to break into the beauty industry.
My main piece of advice would be to go and work at a salon first and learn the ins and outs and learn from other girls. Like education, I believe, is like the key to success, but not in a way of like go to school or go to uni. Like take it all from all these different avenues, find what works for you, but like to go and just go straight out into having your own little salon is a lot. Like there's so much to learn, and there's so many different techniques. And I learned honestly most of my stuff from working with other women in a salon, teaching me all their random different tips and tricks. And I was like, oh yeah, that works for me. And I don't really like how you do that, but I'll take this and take this. And I've now created something that I love. But
Yeah.
you also need that connection, like that in-person connection. Like there is only so much you can learn online and like watching things on the screen. So doing it in person is really, really important.
Yeah.
But then once you've done that, just start. Like just start it.
And on that, you know, opening your own salon, is there a particular thing that you want women to feel when they walk out your door?
Oh, I really hope that everyone that leaves just feels good about themselves and they feel happy and comfortable.
Well, I know that I always feel good when I leave the salon.
Thank you.
Lastly, reflecting on everything that we've spoken about today, what would you tell your younger self?
I mean, that it all works out in the end. Like I've not even, I look back and think, yeah, some of my things I went through were really hard and they built me to be where I am. And so I can't regret any of those things, but let them all happen and cry and be angry and be all these things. But just know that it will just be it and it will be good.
It'll work out.
It'll work out.
Love it.
And it's what you make it. So yeah.
So good. Well, it's now time for our Rise and Bloom segment,
yes.
where you get to set a little challenge for our community. It can be a daily habit or a wellness practice, but something that will in time enhance their life. So that said, what is your challenge to our community?
My challenge I'm setting is for everyone to put sunscreen on in the morning and reapply it halfway through the day. And don't just put it on your face, put it on your arms, put it on your hands. Buy one that fits in your handbag so you can just have it with you all the time.
Well, you heard it here first, everyone. SPF. Reapplied. Now, before we let you go, Jasper, we'd love for you to sign off. Leave your mark with a hand-drawn love heart. It's something, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but something that we get every guest to come on and do. So in time, you know, we can look back and look at our community and show them exactly who has, you know, left their mark.
Yay, that's beautiful.
So we'll give you this pen and I'll grab the canvas for you to draw your love heart and sign your name. As big or as small as you want. Beautiful.
Yep, that's all.
Amazing. Gorgeous. Show the camera. Love it. Well, Jasper, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I'm sweating. I'm glad. I hope you can't see it, but I'm sorry I talked so much, but we got there.
It was great. And I honestly love everything about what you do, what you stand for. I think you're such a great inspiration
thank you.
For young women, you know, listening. So a big, big thank you for coming on. If people want to connect with you though on socials or, you know, follow the beers, where exactly can they find you?
DUSA Beauty on everything, on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. But yeah. That's where I'm at.
Lastly, to all of our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked today's episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, or share it with somebody that you love. Be sure to follow us at weare.sage on our socials and let us know your favourite part of today's episode. And lastly, to every girl that's ever felt like too much, not enough, or completely lost, this space is for you, and we hope you take some inspiration away from today's episode. Thank you again to Jasper, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for having me.